Why does she keep doing that?
Hello!
Hi!
Hi Chika, so today we will be challenging you to create a 3-course Japanese meal to impress your mom.
Okay, firstly, my mom is quite hard to impress. I'm half Japanese, so my dad's side is Japanese. Comparing my mom and my dad, right, my mom is more Japanese because she's the one who cooks all the Japanese meals. She's the one who upholds all the Japanese customs. And then she also majored in Japanese studies.
I'll give you 1 hour to think about it.
Okay. Don't know lah, scared lah. Can lah.
Okay, so after an hour's worth of research, right, I decided what I wanted to do. Maybe I'll prepare my first dish, which is, to be honest, my mother's specialty dish. I'm a bit nervous because it's something that can be easily screwed up, and that is tamagoyaki. So over here we have dashi, mirin, sugar, soya sauce, some oil, radish, and also, of course, eggs. First and foremost, I need to beat the eggs, right? Hey! Okay. I'm not as bad as I thought. Possible, yeah. I was told by my very wisdomy mother that it's a special way to do it because you want to not produce as many bubbles as possible. So you have to basically do this and turn the bowl at the same time.
Maybe you shouldn't have too high expectations for this. 10 hours.
Eggs are done. I'm going to mix all the seasonings together and then I'll slowly pour it inside. Soya sauce, mirin, and sugar. I forgot my dashi. Okay, I'm gonna slowly add it in. Instead of egg whites, right, my mom always says to try and break it apart by doing this instead. Actually, it's preferable if I strain it because if that's the case, then the egg whites won't even appear on your egg. I did my best, so I'm just gonna pour it in. First layer. It's okay, first layer screw up, right, can cover with second layer. If second layer screw up, can screw up with the third layer, right? Okay. Let's go. Doesn't sound right. It's still very watery. Okay, let me try.
Oh shit!
Okay, I'm trying to flip. Oh, this is my most successful one. Getting there. It's pathetic. Okay, never mind. Oh my lord. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, so while waiting for the egg to cool down, I'm going to grate the daikon for decoration. Oh great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze out the excess water. It looks tiny. Yeah, I'll just make it slightly chunkier. So I'm finally done with the first dish. Filled with love, I think my mom will appreciate it very much. I think I have to try harder for my second dish to redeem myself. We're gonna start with the ramen. So because we lack a lot of time, right? My mom is coming soon. I decided to cheat a little bit lah. I'm going to use instant ramen. This collaboration with Nissin and Keisuke, right? There is one black spicy flavor, and there's also the red spicy. I heard this one has some roasted Sichuan pepper oil. I love it. I'm going to try this. For this Nissin Keisuke collaboration is rich in pork and also chicken broth. I think for ramen, right, the most important thing, right, aside from the noodles, is the broth. The broth fails, right, everything will just be meh. And personally, as a fan of Keisuke, hi Keisuke, I've been eating there for like close to 7-8 years. I'm so excited to recreate this. Shall we get started? For this recipe, we will need sake, mirin, soya sauce, eggs, pork belly, ginger, spring onions, and of course our Nissin Keisuke black spicy tonkotsu king. So I'm going to cook the char siu first because it needs some time to marinate. Turn it on to high heat first. I'm going to sear the meat and then make the sauce. Oh, it cooks so fast. Look at that. I'm assuming I need to cook it all the way through because Maverick, help me.
Just make color and
Oh, okay, I'm gonna take it out. Alright. You know what? I'm gonna cut the ginger and the spring onion first to prep. Cut off the ends and then I'll cut into trees. Thinly sliced. My mom actually told me to cut at a very young age. I hope I'm making my mom proud. Water, sake, soya sauce, sugar. The spring onions will go in as well as the ginger. Give it a nice stir. I just started, but I'm tired. Okay, just a disclaimer out there, yeah. I'm a very amateur cook.
The excess flour. As in like, whew, then whew, then whew.
I don't usually cook at home. So this is my first time cooking for my mom. It's the little bubbles now. I'm going to put in the meat. Woo! Oh my god! It feels like I'm cooking! Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Calm down. No. I'm just going to simmer the meat for about an hour or so. And I'll rotate the meat every 30 minutes. I'm going to boil the eggs first. Put them in cold water. And while waiting for the eggs to cool, I am going to make the sauce. Water has been boiled, so I'm going to take the refrigerated eggs, put inside. 7 minutes, start now. I'm going to move them around periodically because, right, we want the egg yolk to stay in the middle. Okay, seeing the bubbles, right, I'm not confident that I can make this egg. I think it'll be overcooked leh. Should I take the chance and take it out early? No, I shouldn't. I should follow recipe. Daijobu! Alright, 7 minutes is up, so I'm going to take it out and put it in a nice ice bath. I'm going to start on my sauce. 4 tablespoons each of all the soya sauce, mirin, and sake. And then sugar. 1 teaspoon. Okay. In the meantime, I'm going to put the eggs inside. This is my favorite part of eggs eh.
It was at this moment that he knew.
Hey! Shit. Oh my god! It's quite a success. I cracked it a bit hard just now, so I'm going to do it very gently.
One eternity later.
Wow, chica, you're better cook than I thought eh. Wow, magic approved. I only got 3 eggs eh. Wow, a lot of stress at this. I need to show my mom that I can do it, you know. So I'm going to pour the sauce inside the bag. Nice. I'm going to put in the refrigerator now. Okay, I'm going to prepare the spring onions first as toppings. They like to make the spring onions into very thin and very long. I think I did a pretty good job. I'm just going to chop a little bit of this just for deco. Should be okay. Like that. Wow, this actually looks better than I thought it would. It smells so good though. Wow, the heck? Wow. Okay. Okay, so we are finally going to cook the noodles of this Nissin Keisuke Black Spicy Tonkotsu King. Sounds very grand, no? Okay, so I first need to add noodles into 500 ml of boiling water. Give it a boil. At first glance, right, the noodles is not your typically curly kind of noodles. It's actually very ramen-like. Wow, I feel like I'm cooking a fresh made noodles eh. Now it's coming to quite a big boil, so I'm going to put it in. Wow! And set it 4 minutes. Start. Okay, in the meantime, it says to add seasoning powder into the bowl in advance. It's actually quite a special way to do it because most of the time you just put the water, put the seasoning in, then you put the noodles. It smells really good already. Actually, when I was in my mother's womb, right, all my mother craved was Nissin noodles. So she ate it every single day. I love instant noodles. Maybe that's why. This does not look like instant noodles at all. It looks like something that is freshly prepared for some reason. Alright, it's been 4 minutes and I'm going to pour the water in to this bowl. Oh my god, the pepper is so strong. I love it! Wow, even the color itself, look at this. It's like a very keisuke kind of thick broth, you know. Okay, I feel That is what Keisuke is really good at, which is the very thick broth and it's very consistent. Wow, it looks like a legit broth that I cook from scratch. Oh my god, I think my mom's gonna be so tricked. I'm just gonna tell her that I made the broth for 3 hours. I'm going to pour the noodles in. Very generous amount of noodles. Time to put the oil. This is the spicy oil. Yeah, so the oil is Sichuan pepper flavored. Wow, I'm gonna mix it and wow. Okay, I'm going to sear the char siu actually. I've never used this before, so oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna sear it. Oh. I'm very proud of my play cheating because it looks so damn good. And I saved so much time Alright, we are finally done with the ramen. It might just look like instant noodles, but does it look like instant noodles? I think I'm going to end off very nicely with a nice dessert. Let's go. Alright, we are at the last step of our 3-course meal. I'm doing the strawberry daifuku mochi. So for the ingredients, we have glutinous rice flour, sugar, water, strawberries, and also the anko, which is red bean. Actually, daifuku, right, is one of my favorite desserts in the entire world. It's something that I always get when I'm in Japan. Okay, I've just washed the strawberries and I'm going to dry it because after that we are going to coat it with a layer of red bean paste. I'm going to prepare one for each person. Me, my mom, and my 2 PDs. Going to cut off this cream colored portion. I was told to actually use wet hands to do it because the anko will stick to your hand. Okay, I'm going to flatten it nice and thin. Okay, I'm going to wrap it. Arts and craft, yeah. Oh my god, you know, fun fact, I actually failed art. Hey, but not so bad. Look at this art. Actually, I saw on the recipe that you don't have to cover the whole thing. You can leave the tip open. So I'm going to leave one open. Like that. How does this look?
It looks fine.
Okay, I'm going to put it at the side first because I'm going to prepare the glutinous rice flour to make the mochi. Very nice, huh? Into the fridge it goes. I have some sugar, glutinous rice flour, and water. I'm going to mix the dry ingredients first. So, flour, sugar. Give it a nice stir lah. Now I'm going to add the water in 3 parts. Oh, it smells like mochi. Slightly sticking together now. So I'm going to add a bit more. This texture has changed so quickly Oh my god. Okay, last part of water. Yeah, so now there are no more lumps. I'm gonna cling wrap it and into the microwave it goes. Power.
Naturally social creatures, this one has made a new friend.
Oh! Oh. Okay, wow. Okay, you can see right after the microwaving, it's slightly more, as what my PD said, gluey. Okay, I think we are good for another round of microwaving. Okay, into the microwave it goes for 1 more minute. Okay. Wow, I'm very impressed Yeah, the thing about this mochi right is that you need to use a wet spatula to do it. I think I'm good on the microwaving. I'm going to flour the surface as well as my hands because we are going to do the mochi. I'm going to grab some. Alright, I'm going to roll it to make it slightly flatter. I'm going to take the smallest one to try. Okay, wrap. Let me improvise. I will do this. Oh, hey, not bad. Like you can see, this part is quite translucent. I'm going to try and make it as uniform as possible because I think too thick, right? It won't taste that good also. I'm going to cut this into half. Looks like it will be okay there. Because the mochi is very stretchy. Oh no, why got hole Clap for me. Clap for me. Slightly better. What do you think? Looks all the same. Now that I've finished dessert and I ended it off on a very good note, My mom is actually on the way soon. Very nervous because my mom told me that she was very excited since this was the first time that I'm specially cooking for her. What's the time? What's the time? Alright, we are here in the studio and you can see that there's someone right here. My mother. Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Jenny. 皆さんこんにちは。私はチカの母です。よろしくお願いします。よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
Chika can cook some very basic dishes. More Korean food, right? For Japanese food, what can you cook? Oh no.
I actually borrowed one of my mom's tools.
Yeah. I found one of my fried pans. It was gone. If that's the one she's going to challenge, I sort of looking forward.
So the first dish, which is the appetizer, is the tamagoyaki.
Okay, first of all, in terms of the color, it's slightly burnt, but looking at the texture, it looks kind of moist. And you have a garnish of this radish, which I'm impressed because not many people know that it always comes with a garnish like this to go with it.
Okay,
Itadakimasu. Okay, let's see. This is a Japanese culture that you have to try to observe as much as possible.
Yes.
It's a bit on the dry side. I think because they didn't put enough like Japanese style.
The dashi.
Dashi. And in terms of sweetness, I like it not too sweet, which is good. You got the radish right. We squeeze out too much juice in it. You need to have retain some moist.
Tastes so good though, the radish. Very fresh.
And add with some soy sauce. You
Yeah,
have to go with
soy
soy
sauce.
sauce.
Yeah.
I'll give you a 6. Is it very discouraging?
Better than I thought. I thought you'd give a
6 out of
3.
10. Wow, it looks impressive. It looks so professionally done. Is it done by you?
Yes.
I can't believe it.
So this is tonkotsu ramen.
It looks appetizing. And I see some very dark oil floating. It could be sesame oil, it could be any other oil.
Okay.
But I can smell the fragrance.
Okay, by the way, my mom actually doesn't eat meat. So on her behalf, I will be tasting the meat.
Yeah, I can't put a finger on it. What's this? But it's so nice. The soup taste is unique. It's rich, creamy at the same time. And it doesn't have the aftertaste. Usually you eat instant noodles, there is this aftertaste.
Yes.
The noodle is good.
Clapping for my own cooking.
It's a bit springy. This is something I would say that restaurant standard. In terms of its depth, different level of flavor, it's not one-dimensional, I would say.
About the meat, right? Oh, the searing is so important. The char is in my mouth. I love it. And I think we also chose the right meat for it because it's a bit fatty.
Now have some more.
Oh, go ahead. Okay, fun fact, right? She actually doesn't eat a lot. The fact that she took second rounds, right?
The egg yolk is soft, a bit runny, and it's not easy to get it right.
Yeah.
It requires a lot of skill, to get the temperature right and the timing right. Because actually, I went for cooking class. So one of the dishes I learned to make is ramen. You use flour and then get it cut and everything, and cook the broth. But I think I can't really achieve this level of flavor. For me, this is perfect. But then, like in reality, you always say that, oh, you need some room for improvement. You can't say that everything is perfect. You give it like 9 out of 10.
Oh, but she said it's perfect. This is actually by Nissin. It's a collaboration with Nissin and Keisuke. I didn't know it would taste so good. I thought it was going to be extremely spicy. But this is something that even a non-spicy person herself can take it. It just has that hint of black pepper flavor.
But actually, I have a different view. At first I see the oil they coated on, I say, oh, it could be quite oily for me. But the fact that I can still continue to eat second serving, third serving, it's still considered light on the palate. Not so much of your cooking skill, but more the flavor and the noodles. And,
No.
Okay, I may be wrong.
Wait,
Okay,
I follow instructions.
that means the instruction is doing a wonderful job. Yeah.
So it's still 9 out of 10 to Nissin, basically.
Smiling, but we're close to tears.
Interesting.
Don't look at this. Look at this.
Okay. Sorry. Very cute, fluffy rock.
Rock?
Wow. Wow.
Wow!
Wow.
Just need to open.
The thickness of the skin, it's just right, you know, very thin. It may look ugly, but don't judge a book by its cover. The mochi, the texture is very good. It's thin and it's not too chewy. If you get it too chewy, it's wrong.
The azuki beans is sweet. Strawberry is sweet and sour. Then the mochi is give it a texture.
The fact that this is your first attempt, I give you 7.5.
Oh. Yeah, actually this mochi, right? We use
No
microwave.
way.
Yeah. So what you do is
Wow.
yeah, it's very fast.
Genuinely, I'm impressed with some of the things that you cook. Good job. Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Scariest part of the challenge was the tamagoyaki. I don't think it fed very well. But I have to say that the easiest part is the main dish. The tonkotsu ramen, right? The broth, wow, it's fantastic. It's light but heavy. It's not gelat and it's very easy to cook. Aside from this black spicy tonkotsu flavor, there's also a red spicy. Now I have very high expectations for the red spicy one. Wow, I think it's gonna taste very good.
Tonkotsu ramen is so common, but then you add something into it. I don't know what they add, the secret ingredient or whatever. It's a different level.
I think I did. The fact that I took this step to try, I think it was a very good achievement already. Actually, all the 3 dishes that we made today are so easy. It can be quickly done. I love it. I think I did very well. Okay, we would like to thank Nissin for letting us try their new Keisuke Tonkotsu King instant noodles. If you want to get your hands on these noodles, feel free to check them out in the description box below.
Thank you for watching this episode of Eat Book Cooks.
For more, you can check out more of our other videos over there. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye!
Thank you, Sachika, for inviting me.
Sachika.
Thank you, Sachika.
Sachika.